Welcome again to my ADHD talks on dog walks. Or thoughts and talks, can't even remember what I bloody called it. Now that was what I wanted to talk to you in regards to today. Memory, short-term memory to be specific, and just how buggered people with ADHD are with it. It's horrendous. Walk into a room. What was I in here for? Don't know. Okay, walk out the room. Still don't know. Hits you a day or two later. You're looking through your iPods or AirPods or whatever they're called. If you're lucky enough to be able to afford them. It's trying to remember a telephone number. Write it down on that bit of paper. Where did you put the bit of paper? Well done. Hello, ADHD brain. It's a crazy one. Our working memory, short-term memory, is absolutely rubbish. I have over the years tried to improve it by doing little games on apps and whatnot. They help to a degree, but not massively. It's a scary thing when you think about just how abnormal your memory is compared to those without ADHD. It's crazy. And when you look at some of the statistics as well about what kind of jobs people with ADHD go into, like policemen, a lot of undiagnosed in the police force, a lot of undiagnosed in the army, and we know this because we ask them to do tests which indicate if they are more likely to have it, which you can get online. So it is fairly crazy in regards to things. Getting slightly out of breath as I'm walking up a hill. I don't know if you can see that with doggo in front, but yeah, memory. You will often forget what you're talking about and digress, and your brain, although it follows a perfectly logical way of thinking for yourself, those you are in conversation with may not agree at all. Yeah, the digression all over the place, the interruption. Yeah, but that's you trying to get in what you're thinking before it goes, because you know it's going to go and you don't want it to go because you want to be part of that conversation, and to you it's flowing. That conversation is flowing left, right and centre. Everybody else is like, what the heck is going on here? We were talking about cupcakes a minute ago, now we're talking about wasps. But to you, perfectly natural, because you're thinking about past experiences and possible future experiences and things that just go on in your mind, and that's fine, absolutely. I think what I'm getting at here is be aware of your weaknesses and make them and turn them into your strengths. Make people realise that ADHD doesn't define you, and when you talk and things you have to say are equally as important and as valid as what everybody else has to say. Your thought process may be a little bit squiffy and not phenomenal, and certainly may not follow a linear line like everybody else, but that does not in any way, shape, does not mean that you are not intelligent, because actually we are quite intelligent people, and it does not mean that you should not take part in conversations with other people. I sometimes find myself still now knowing what I have, shying away from a conversation because I know that I will just not be as fluent as what they want, and then I'll get the odd looks. But that's not the purpose. The purpose was working memory. See, the digression, the thought pattern, the ADHD. But working memory. Try some apps to work on memory. They do help. They're not great, but they do help. You're going to have to learn to live with it. Post-it notes, as long as you can try and put them in a very obvious place. And I find alarms on my phone help. I have about 7 alarms per day, when to leave the house with the kids, when to pick the kids up, what time I should be leaving for this, all my appointments, everything. If I ever lose my phone, it doesn't bear thinking about. Even people's birthdays are on here, because I will remember a week beforehand and I'll be prepared, and then on the actual day I'll forget. And obviously that upsets people, and people fall out with you and they're like, oh, you forgot my birthday. Actually I didn't. And also the writing out of Christmas cards. I have Christmas cards that I've wrote out to people from about 4 or 5 years ago, still in the box somewhere, that I just never got round to taking or posting. I have my sister's birthday presents from last September that I purchased in well good time. I'm talking in well good time. Found them the other day and I was like, oh shit. So I texted my sister. I said, oh, I have got your Christmas presents. We giggled because she knows I don't do it out of malice. I just forget, you know. So, and then the texting of people back. I find what helps if you have to do it straight away. Do it straight away. That way you won't forget. Straight away. As soon as you know it needs to be done, do it. Otherwise, procrastination is your enemy. So thank you again for listening, if you have indeed listened to my waffle for a whole nearly 7 minutes. My dog keeps making me turn around, so I'm sorry if that makes you feel a bit ill, but she's being a prat. And thank you for listening to my waffle. Take care of yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. Accept every day as a blessing, and just realise that you are one tough motherfucker to make it this far. Yeah? Thank you.